mark you, but then send you into a place that doesn't look like where you're going to be. And that's the battle, because many times our expectation and our experience don't match. God, how I'm supposed to be a CEO and philanthropist, and I'm supposed to pay for people's stuff, but I'm sitting here looking at all this debt, and God said, I'm the miracle worker. I need your obedience. And so I just wanted somebody in here to realize that if you're marked, and I know there's a lot of people in this room, that you're going to be anointed before your position. And so the scripture I want to give you is Proverbs 3:5, to trust in the Lord in this waiting process with all your heart. And don't depend on your own understanding. It's not going to make sense. Well, I just can't figure it out. Like, if God really wanted me to be this, then what? You're not going to be able to figure it out. He's looking for a hot heart posture, not a plan from you. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not to your own understanding. Acknowledge God in everything you do. And then it says he will direct your path. Every marked person in the place, just say it with a little more faith. Say, I'm marked. Yes, coming. If you're marked, let me give you another thing. You become the answer to a problem. See, so David goes back to the field. He's doing the last thing God told him and spending time in the presence. I want you to see how pivotal this is. Like, some people, I get questions all the time. Well, Pastor Mike, what do you do if you just feel like you don't know what to do? Do the last thing you know God told you to do and spend time in the presence of God. That's what David did. He didn't have a GPS or a map to his purpose. He just was doing the last thing, and watch what happens. He becomes the answer to a problem. Saul is now being tormented by evil spirits in the palace. And you got to read 1 Samuel 16, 17, 18. You just got to read the whole thing. I don't got time to go through it all. But he's being tormented by evil spirits in the palace. And one of his assistants says, hey, maybe we should get a guitar player in here or a skilled musician to be able to torment these evil spirits. And then one of the guys was like, well, do you know anybody? And he was like, yeah, Jesse has a boy named David, and he be in the field all the time just and he'd be wailing. And so I think we can go get him. And now watch. David did not fill out an application to go to the palace. He did not use connections to get in the palace, because he was doing the last thing God told him and spending time in the presence and perfecting what was in his hands. Do you understand what I'm saying? They sent for him. What are you trying to say, Pastor Mike? When you are doing what God told you to do, you will never have to vie for your position. They will send for you. Yeah, I know that don't work with the ambitious culture that we got. Be on your grind and your hustle and all this other stuff. They'll send for you. They sent for David. And I want you to see this, because David did not come to the palace with nothing. He came as the answer to a problem. And some of us are sitting here so deficient in skills God gave us. You don't even work on it no more. If he couldn't play, he wouldn't have even been invited to the palace. Do you understand what I'm saying? But in the pasture, he was working on what was in his hands. And he went to the palace. Now watch, the place that he already knew he was called to be in. He did not go as a king or a prince. He went as a servant. What are you trying to say, Pastor Mike? God will allow you to taste your future, not as a person of interest, but as somebody to serve. And many times we get frustrated because we know we're marked and we're supposed to be on the platform and we're supposed to go to this height and we're supposed to be there. And God said, yeah, and I want you to go there and I want you to serve somebody. You ain't going to get the mic. You're not going to be in the meetings. You're going to, and see, this is the thing. The platform is just a raised position of what I would do down here. If you don't do it down here, God's not going to allow you to do it up here. If you're not nice down here, he's not going to allow you to be nice up here. If you want love down here. Do you hear what I'm saying to you today? And so God is telling you, he said, I need you to go ahead wherever you are to be the answer to the problem. Some of you right now need to go back and serve people and ask for nothing. Ain't no connections in this. It's because God's moving and molding and making my heart right now. I don't need your approval because I was approved in private. I don't need your title or your position because I'm anointed before I'm positioned. And what am I doing right now? I'm becoming the answer to a problem. Can I give you a secret? David was qualified for another level of promotion because he tormented what tormented his leader. You want to know how to go to another level? Find somebody that you call a leader and torment what torments them. And God says, that's the heart I'm looking for. That's the person. Children, high school students, torment what torments your parents. Them dishes is always dirty. And you hate raising hands. Like everybody, I hate them too. But make up in your mind that anytime there's a dish, I'm a torment what torments my single mother who works 2 jobs and tries to come here. Watch what God will do in your life. That boss that you don't like and does not like you. Do you hear what I'm saying? And you're like, Pastor Mike, no. She is ugly and she is mean and I can't stand her. And like, is that person? I want you to go ask them on Monday, what is your biggest challenge? And don't ask for a pay rate because God's trying to work on your heart. So if you're marked, you're going to be the answer to a problem. If you're marked, let me give you another point. Your opportunity is going to be wrapped in obedience. See, David now is tormenting all of Saul's demons, and he's got dual duty. He's humble enough to be working in the palace serving, but still coming back and helping his father with the sheep. And remember, I told you, you'll be sent for. So one day he comes to his dad's house because humility is a big thing to God and it's a big thing to David. And so he's there and his dad says, hey, son, could you do me a favor? Your brothers are off at war right now. Could you take them some grilled cheese sandwiches out there to them and the captains? And for most of us, we would fail that test because I'd hit my dad back with like, yo, you already know, bro, I play at the palace. I mean, you want me to be Uber Eats for my brothers? Get out of here, bro. Like, get somebody else to do this. But David was lowly in spirit. And he said, I can still have a position or a platform that people look at, but I'll still do what I used to do. And this is the thing. A lot of us think we're regressing when we go back and do things that we used to do. But a lot of times it's a test to see, do you still have the humility that you once had? You used to work in the parking lot, but you won't get, it's too cold. Oh. You used to serve at an old folks home, but now the way they eat makes you nauseous. Oh, come on. And you say, no. God goes from glory to glory to glory, but you've been at the same level. Maybe it's because you won't go back and do things that you once did. And David shows us that his opportunity is wrapped in obedience. What are you saying, Pastor Mike? If David would not have been obedient to his father to go take those grilled cheese sandwiches to his brother, he would have never met Goliath. He would have never met his opportunity for elevation. He would have never even been anywhere around. He would have been somewhere playing the guitar, thinking God was using him, but his purpose was wrapped up in some other place. And how many things are you missing because you just won't obey God? It don't make sense. He said, keep visiting that person. He was like, I don't even like that person. And God said, you missing it. It's not about the person. It's about your obedience. Well, Pastor Mike, God keeps telling me to serve at the Boys and Girls Club. I don't even like sports. Your husband is there. That woman said, oh, hey, glory to God. Hey. Somebody at University City just got this. They Googling, where's the nearest Boys and Girls Club? See what I'm finding out is that obedience is never about the other person. It's about God getting your heart.